Hello. I think I should be live with this. Uh, yeah, I mean, it should be. Anyways. I hope everything is working. I finally figured out how to get chat on the stream without it being annoying for me to set up. So that's exciting. But other than that, I did like a few animation tests the couple of weeks, and I kinda want to go a bit further with that. And for that, I am doing some thumbnail color comp sketches, I guess. So yeah, I will just be doing that. Okay. I should go find somewhere left for this though. Hello, Zane. I am painting environment for like 3D animation. At least that's the plan. Hopefully this will turn out the way I imagine it will. Like I even started setting up some Blender stuff already. But I need some more information in mood, lighting that I want to put into the scene, as well as just 2D textures. Okay, I think this is good enough to get a rough idea. I do want to put this in here though. Hello. Oh, thank you. I made it myself. um, why is my brush broken? What did I do? It shouldn't be looking like this. Well, that's odd. Oh, it's the multi-tool that does that. Ah. Still, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense why it is doing that. Oh well. But this took way longer than I expected it would. I still need to paint this up. Ugh. Yeah, I think I will go get some water before I continue. I'm back. I think it can be a bit rougher with the painting, since I took like a lot of care to make like a good outline. So this shouldn't be that bad. What do I have to do after this though? I should be testing this if this even works in Blender. And then I will continue with some pillars, I think. At least that makes sense in my head right now, so I will probably just hide that.
Quel sera mon choix entre le chemin d'épines et celui de rose? Et au lancer de cette pièce, je céderai ou je résisterai. De ces fils n'est qu'une utopie pour une marionnette. Ton cœur et le sang des rats vélotes t'apportera la solution. Je refuse d'entendre le son du glas. Je veux que les pensées se tournent vers moi. Je crois en moi, je serai mon propre maître. Je m'en remets au destin, car il incarne ma volonté. Quel sera mon choix entre le chemin d'épines et celui de rose? Et au lancer de cette pièce, je céderai ou je résisterai à tous ces préceptes prétentieux. Je tournerai et déchirerai la page de mon. Quel sera mon choix entre le chemin d'épines et celui de rose? Et au lancer de cette pièce, je céderai ou je résiste. Mon destin se pliera à ma volonté. Quant à moi, je suis dorénavant mon propre maître, propre maître. Oh death, I own my fate. Life, oh death, I set my fate. How long can we stay awake? Wash it all fall, yeah, we wash it all break. How long till we all fade away? How deep are we gonna sink? Before we know it, we'll be losing our dreams. How deep before we all fade away? So where do we go? 不知道从哪天起，穿上了电视机里，播报有人迷失在恐怖陷阱，无法忍受的沉默带你委托的生活，对抗堕落的困兽，找寻逃脱的线索，甚至去过了你的粉粉，带着我的 manic， 把绝光控制大的变成上方显示傀儡，走过这台阶去寻找的规则 ，It's like a magic， 地球火把点燃，橘色灰色 ，All I wanna say， we all have the same desire。I come alive, burn in the night like wildfire. Find me in the great unknown, I'm following the stars. Swear I will run until I run out of air in my lungs. Fighting for the ones that are lost in a hollow. I know it's hard to see the end, but we're gonna make it up, my friend. 正常的所谓，擦干那眼泪，不待见的看法，这是生活的点缀。我看过街头放幻灭，外带街上化妆满天星斗，感受过三步潦草起航头，我不出技能变成奋力匕首。历经这生，你是被传流困是我知道，管他能不能活，全力以赴的支援朋友，哪怕他轻视我，支离破碎的身体变得不能掌控，哪怕。
Yeah, I think this will do enough to do a quick test how it looks in Blender. Okay. So what I need to do, I need to export this as a PNG to get the alpha. The PNG. Okay. And yeah, let's go to Blender, I guess. Can I just like damage mesh plane? It does work. Just give me that. And now this should be like yes. kind of feel like I need like a lot more thickness to make it work in perspective. But at the same time, I don't really know how I would go about doing that without having a huge headache. Actually, do I have like a human in here somewhere? I do. So I should also be checking the scale.
Does it take ashes to remember fire? The smoky loss won't bring back desire. I'm mourning for you. It's what I do. I know for all that I've been through, I'm still renewed. When it all seems like it's lost, the golden bowl of moonlight glows. Branches reach from depths below. I'll carry the scars. I'm strong enough for yours. Take me back to you.
I mean, it is kind of working. That should be one. Oh. It does kind of work. Oh, wait a second. Did I... Okay. Okay. I fucked up the alpha. That's not good. Should be pretty easy fix though. That, merge it down again. Export, same image. Yeah. Replace. Back to Blender, go to the texture. That. Reload that. I can fix that. This. Okay, I have windows apparently now. I mean, the height on that sort of stuff I can decide on later. I think the biggest milestone I would have is to make some pillars for the sides. Put together a brick texture, put on walls, and maybe paint the window actually up. Actually, no. Before I do that, I think I hit the fog. Okay, still works with the fog, that's good. And I think I can do fog cards instead of using the real fog, which should make the rendering a lot quicker. Where did I put the plane? It's there. So I want simple godways. Okay, this is gonna take a second, I think. Get a spherical. Scale by 2. And then distance. Oh, length. Want the length of that to get these. And this should be. Okay. Color ramp. We do that. And this should be doing. Wait a second. Why is it not going to the border? Oh, because the fall off isn't linear, I think. Doesn't matter, I think. Or maybe I should do something different, I think. I think I can do something better. Color burn. And then I have a mask like that. Okay, then I can just put this into an emission. Color, but not surface, but volume, I think. Yeah! It's actually working. And that means I don't need to be a fog. I can. Wait, why does it disappear from the camera view though? That's very odd. Huh? Okay, that's just odd. Why does the scene go black? I literally just cannot point the camera straight ahead for some reason. That's funky. Actually, what if I put in the surface? Shader. Okay. Yes, yeah. There. Like that. No, I actually don't like how this looks. Never mind then. All of this was for nothing. Just put this into the volume. Yeah, I think this is the best I would get out of this. I can just duplicate this for every window. Yeah, actually, maybe I can't do that. I mean, how expensive is it to have real fog? Yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of cool. Okay, but I wanted to have like a blackish castle with a really red backgrounds. Was the idea, I think. I should start taking with that. Also, I need to at some point do a ceiling for this. I mean, since I have the window size pretty much determined now, there isn't too much variation for that, I guess. I could do that now, I think. I mean, yeah, I mean, I also don't need to do like a really hard window. Let me check the reference. Oh. Okay. Yes. So like it does something like this. And then the window is booleaned out almost. And then like I have the pillars, and from the pillars I need to have them go to the center, meet up there. And between the pieces, they're all, yeah, no, they're all the same. Like straight, straight, straight. And only on the ends you have these joining it like that. That's actually not too bad. Yeah, I mean, I can try building that. Oh my god. The pillars I will do later because I also have to texture them still. So for now I'm just gonna focus on the roof structure. And optimally I would have it a bit modular so I can just have like maybe a plane defined, and based on the plane I can generate the roof. That would be the most optimal, I think. Okay. Plane. It's not only faces. Okay, so like the center of this should be there. Okay, geonode time. Oh yeah, I mean I'm not good anymore, but yeah, this is more important. Instance on point. Also, since it's symmetrical, I kinda only need to build one half. And then I can just mill it across. So in that case, the only thing I do... No, it doesn't matter. Curve line. The curve line go into the instances. The points are the corners of the plane. I get this. Yes. Then I want to realize the instances. Realize instances. And set the position of the endpoints towards the center of the plane. So set position, set position. Set position, and then I do a endpoint selection, endpoint selection of the endpoint, like that, and the position is a vector input of 0, 0, 0. And I want the start point apparently. And then I can do an offset of the height that I want to achieve for that. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I now need to get the curvature. I also need to have like another point that doesn't go there, but that goes towards the tip of the arch right there. The more I think about it, the more I think it's better to just have one and then mirror it across the others. You know, it's inherently better. So I can delete this, because this I can just do with the mirror modifier. Because they even have like a division point in the center with this circle thing. So mirroring it would be objectively just better. And for this, I think I should be doing that by hand, yeah. So I got that. It's gonna be a bit annoying to mesh this, I think. But I will worry about that when I get there. But now I just want to have like the supporting curves correct. So set curve type. Set spline type. I want this to be a Bezier. And then set handle position left and right. I suppose this should be a smooth connection. Oh yeah, I know that if I put the position into the position, it actually does something. The default behavior is not really intuitive. Like without this, it would be a bit janky. So that's the fourth. I think I only want to set that one. Yeah, so now if I go to edit mode back, and if I move this, this should just follow along towards the center point of the geometry. Yeah. Like that. Okay. So that is a set of curves, but I want another set of curves that's staying in place. And also that doesn't go that high. And if I do that, I can adjust these to be the corresponding width and height. So I think the way to go about this is just to use another instance on points. And do the same thing again, but set them to a different position. So I'm just gonna grab all of this. But actually don't do this. Yeah, so now they do this. So I want to have another vector node. So that they... Oh yeah, okay, that's 3.45. So that these two have the same height. And then I will just put them in here. Preview how that looks. So they should be having the same height. But they don't. Why? The oh, because of the position. Okay, I see what's happening, I think. So the offset is there. This is just zeroed out for convenience. So I want to multiply this. And only zero out the Z. The X and Y can stay the same. I could also, I think, just turn the scale to 0. Yeah, no, that also works. Having a bit fewer nodes is nice, I think. So now if I turn this, it does that, which is good. Okay, I want that. And now I just need to set the endpoints of those towards the center. How do I... Set position. Oh, there's probably like a easier way of doing the thing that I'm thinking about. That's why this is the... So I want to have them at y0 as well. Wait a second. Okay, no, I think I have a better idea. Give me position into multiply. This with 0, 0, 0, so now it would be zeroed out. But I want to retain this one. Yes, let's go. So now that I have this, would they have the same curvature if I join them together? Okay, let's look at that. I mean, this doesn't... This is not what we want. So if I join these... and solve them both to Bezier... Oh yeah, it's the same profile. Let's go. And so if I move this... yeah, it's gonna stick. Except if I do... huh? Okay, that... oh, because I'm retaining the thing, I'm not saying an absolute value of that. Yeah, no, that makes sense why it's doing this, but like, this will never happen. And the thing I'm playing with these for, so it's okay, it's not a bug, it's a feature. Just don't use the system in a way it's not intended to be used. Also, oh yeah, no, I still need this because of the position. Okay. So, now that I have this, there are... I think there's actually one more curve I need. It's not a like load-bearing curve, so to say, but I need it for the tiling one. Like I need a curve that's just like this. So I can connect these like that together for a mesh. But that honestly should be just the same thing again, but with zeroing out another position. I think. Okay, so that is all of this. Actually, I technically can also do this. So I'm just gonna grab all of this, duplicate this again, and join node down, join this together. So I want to have these. I want to have this to 0. So yeah, now I can join these together, like that. I can join these together like this. And I can join these together like that. So this should give me, I think, a proper mesh for this. Okay. So I think the thing that I want to do next is just separate the mesh so I can mesh it once and then... Okay, why is it doing this now though? Oh, it's the original line. Actually, I don't think I want these, because it would make the it just would make the meshing more complicated than it needs to be. I can just have this and then separate the geometry I need and put on the mesh that I want to. Yeah. So since I have the curves, they're basically set the handle position. I need to make sure they have the same amount of indices. So we sample curve, and this needs to be based on the count this time. And then based on that count, I need to have like a grid. And this grid needs to have integer. Needs to have 10 vertices in the x and 3 in the y. The size doesn't matter because we're gonna set these ourselves, the positions of these. Yeah, no, that looks good. And then we can need a set position. Yeah, we need to do a set position. And set the position of the mesh. So if I should be joining this up with this. Why is it not showing up? Oh, because I'm not previewing the right thing. So on the position should be a sample curve. No, I don't want to sample the curves because I want to sample the indices, not the vertices of the curve, because I want to snap vertex to vertex, not vertex to a factor of the curve. Though I could also be doing that. But I think it would overcomplicate the system to a point where I don't need it to. So I want to have a sample index. Oh yeah, no, what's going on? Sorry, I got lost in this. I basically want to build this Gothic cathedral roof, but since I don't know how the proportions will turn out for this, I need this to be somewhat modular. And I've quite a bit of experience with geonodes, so I will just build it in a modular fashion. That way I can plug it in, adjust it later, and I don't have a headache later on. And since I'm building this for one specific case only, and not for a general use purpose, this should be pretty straightforward. Luckily. Actually, I don't think I've ever shown anything of my geonode stuff. Oh well. I will go back to painting after this, because there's still like a bunch of stuff I need to fix. Like I still need to paint. I need to paint like textures for the pillars. I need to paint textures for the general architecture, and then I need to do like painters for the lighting explorations. And maybe I have to paint in some god rays and like project them as textures. But that's well like in a second. But right now, I need to do this. So, vector, I want to send the position. I will sample the position of the index. What is a sample curve to? Sample curve, curve index? Yeah, because the curve sampling is based on a factor. Yeah, that makes sense. Wait, where was I there? So I want to snap. Oh god, that's I absolutely hate working with curves. I like a mesh curve. Mesh to curve, curve to mesh, curve to mesh. Edge path. Wait, edge path to curve? Output curves following path across mesh edge. Yeah, I don't think that's the thing. Oh well. What if I just did this? Does this work? Yeah. I mean, it would have been too easy if this just worked. What if I do it like... Wait, what? Wait a second. Nah, ain't no fucking way. This is just working now. I'm a genius. Huh. Okay. I think the only thing that I kind of need to do is just need to like shift the indices. Index modulo. Enough. Load modulo. And it is this multiplied with 3. I think no, I need to multiply add and then I need to subtract 1. 0. Okay. Multiply. And then I just need to add 10. 20? 20! Huh! Would you look at that? That's neat. I did the thing. Now, why does it not line up? Like, these should be horizontal and not whatever they're doing right now. Probably some shenanigans with the curve. Yeah, is it the curve resampling? Do I need to like do it there instead? Okay, maybe... I know this is working now, but at the same time I'm annoyed that it's not working perfectly well. Though I shouldn't really be bothered by that. I think technically I could fix this by using the sample curve. Sample curve and using a factor that's dependent on the indices. Because I could take this, the index, onto a modulo, float modulo of 10, because that's the amount of stuff there's. And then remap, like do a map range. And I want to map this from 0 to 10, because that's the max, to 0 to 1. Inches, this is a factor. I want to sample across the curve. I want to sample all curves. No, but now I have the curve index, and I want to do it for each curve. So I guess the way to do that is... Oh no, let me just see. It is now miraculously, because I don't believe that. Yeah, that was what we would have been too nice if it did. I guess this is what I get for hoping. Oh well, it doesn't matter, this is working. It's not optimal, but I think good enough is good enough in this instance for once. So curve to tube. Yep, curve to tube. So I don't need this anymore. I also want a resampled version of that. That goes on there. And apply the scale. I mean, it's still like... It's still bothering me a lot, actually, that's doing this shenanigans, but no. No. I cannot get distracted by minor details. This is okay. I just merge this by distance, and now I can just do like the middle, this, that way, move this down. Move this there. So I guess what I want to line up is the peak. It's like that. So now I can move this there. So do that. Nice. Now if I go into the nodes again, I can simply adjust the height. If I know where I put that. Yeah. So like this. And now if I add another array, zero out this, set the other one, the Y set to 1. That I should have a roof. Let's go! I wasn't too bad. Just some notes. And you can't see it. you can't see it because it's covered up by fog. Man, what a great use of my time. No, I think it's fine. I think sometimes, yeah, no, this is fine. I think I will probably like do some adjustments to this in the future because it is most certainly worthy to improve upon this still. But for now, I think it's good enough. That being said, I think if I spent like 2 or 3 miles, I could have like a fully procedural corridor that is bending around curves and stuff, which would be really cool. But that's not the goal. At least it's not the goal right now. So, don't do the clipping and don't do the nudge. Yeah. The rest I can probably just dress by hand, which is the more reasonable thing to do. And also, and let me check the ref again. Do they? No, they don't have beams between these. So these should be not really there, I think. They should only go to the center. Wait, why are they shorter? This should not be a thing. Where did I mess up? Huh? Oh? Oh, there. Supposed to be the same offset. Okay, wasn't too bad. And now it's there again. I needed to delete this one curve in the... Oh, I only want this curve in the middle. Okay. Delete geometry. I want to delete on the spline domain. And selection is like index. No, the offset of the array is not as it needs to be. That's okay, I can just push them together a bit. Like that. And now I should have like a 1-to-1 of the ref. It's also probably shade smooth. Shade smooth? Mesh? Yes, please. And oh yeah, the global illumination is only working if it's in view. And this is working. Yippee! Okay. For next, I need a... Is it stretched? That shouldn't be possible. It doesn't matter too much. Shade editor. And I need to... I need to fix the cloud. I mean, I just can leave with a noise texture. Let's be lazy. Ground. Yeah, I think it's that one. Color. Yep, it's that. Scale 5. Color ramp. Put that in there. Crunch it up. This goes into a height. No bump. Goes into bump. And it goes into the height of the bump. Normal goes into normal. And the distance should be 0.05. Normal doesn't exist. Detail can be 4. This can be more. We can do that. And the color can be light blue. That makes sense, I think. It shouldn't be too bad. I mean, now I just need to decide on how bright or dark I want this to be. And what roughness I should give it. Do I even want to put puddles on this? No. No, puddles on those would be weird. That doesn't make sense. I can have like a pretty varying roughness. Ah, not. I think I want this to be quite dark. Quite dark and 0 roughness. This. Okay. Yeah, I think next thing is the pillars. Pillars and more texture work, I think. Okay. Back to Krita. I'm still playing with the idea of just projecting everything and have it more 2D. Because the scene I'm building right now just turns more and more 3D. And I don't know if I'm such a big fan of that. Because just cutting these things out and having a camera move through this would already be quite nice. But at the same time, I couldn't get effects off the roof if I did that. Or like the effect would be a lot weaker. But I would get a more painterly feel. So I'm a bit undecided still. That being said, I think I need pillar textures anyways. Like, regardless if I use them in the painting or not. But if I do the painting, it's like, it's more neat by design. Like the window that I did earlier, this one. It is more refined than I would usually paint stuff if it wasn't for this. So maybe, only maybe, I should lose a bit more up and like messed up on purpose in a weird way. Yeah, I don't know. This is weird. I guess the only real way to find out is to try. So those are the pillars. Yeah, those would be the pillars. And I am going to be stupidly simplistic with these. Because in the original painting like this, I had them like, yeah, it's like just basically cylinder with a gradient and some brush marks on top. And doing anything more fancy than that would go somewhat against the idea of having a more painterly feel to this. So let's just... I also think I want a healthy variation of assets for the pillars. So let's do like a few, I think. Like I can also do the border of the bottom as well while I'm at it. Do I do think I want to leave a bit of extra space in case I want to go back and fix stuff. But hopefully this will not happen. Do I merge? Do I not merge? I do. I merge. I merge everything. Because I want to have a consistent gradient across these. Okay, now it's also the question, do I go for like a reddish or bluish tone? I mean, in the end I think I can just save out different textures, but I think I want to try out red first. That's also just the question of how much I can do with the lighting later on. So just... I do a bunch of these as well. Let's do this. Maybe to get some texture in there. Okay, how does this look again? Way rougher. Wait a second. If I do a texture of pillars like this, shouldn't I just like... I think doing it individually like this is kinda silly. The more I think about it, the more silly it gets. If I use a tri-planar projection of a cylinder, I just should do normal texture. But how can I make sure that it's aligned then? Oh god. It doesn't matter, this is just a test run. Let me see how this looks. Let me see how this is gonna look. Since I don't depend on using an alpha, I can save this as a JPEG. Okay, back to Blender. Okay, this is material, supposed to be pillar. Material? Material? Wait, that's the new slot. Material, and this is the pillar. Pillar. Yes. Just Control T, open texture, textures. I want it on the pillars. Okay, you can't see the UV space. Okay, I guess you can kind of see the UV space now. Cube projection. Yeah. And I need to also assign the pillars. So this now. Shade smooth. Roughness 1. Oh yeah, the problem is like it's using lighting information. What if I just plug this into the emission? Yeah, I kind of think the cube projection is fucking it bit up too much. Okay, in that case, mark as seam, not mark seam. Yes. And then let's do the same thing. Mark seam there. Just like a complete seam there. And mark a seam there. All smooth. And then you unwrap angle based, yes. And now it's giving me that. I can just squish this onto one of these. And of course now they are not wide enough as a texture. Well, that's amazing. No, it's not too bad. It should be a small fix, luckily. But at the same time, I do want to see how this looks in a darker theme. So I will plug this back in again. And then for this, I will use the what is material 1? Oh, it's the fog. Fog. Back to that. What is the material? This is the Godways. I'm just gonna go like dark stone or something. Yeah, dark stone makes sense. Okay. I mean, I don't really want to mess around with any of that. Just want a dark value. With high roughness. I'm gonna assign that the same one. And then should get the ceiling again. Okay, these planes are obsolete at this point. And then can't. Set. No, shear nodes. Geometries. Set material. Darkstone. Okay, so I think what I'm learning right now is that if I want this to work out the way I want it to, I cannot have anything fancy in the shaders except maybe the floor. That's supposed to reflect some of the environment. But everything else, I think it just needs to be emissive. To not mess with my vision. So emission, yes, color the same as there. One. Yeah, because now I get like all the details I've painted in flawlessly. What in the only that? Yeah, and the floor's still like reacting to stuff. Let me get like, yeah, it's even, since I used the principal BSDF, it's even casting the corresponding shadows still. At least on the floor. All the other stuff, I don't really think I wanted to cast the shadows. So this also means though, rather than using a, what would you call that? Like a pillar texture, I will probably use a tiling texture that I just put like across the entire structure at the top. That has a gradient built in. So it can be controlled easier. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, so back to this. The pillars, so like this just didn't work. New file. Textures. Since it's going to be painterly, I feel like I shouldn't be cheap on the resolution of this. 19. Yeah, this one. So save this. Pillars, save that. Close that, save that. Then overwrite that. Yes, I do want to do that. Go back to the thumbs I've made. Get that, and then, I mean, I think this is what I want to be aiming for. Low-key. So, in that case, I shouldn't be silly and put into my reference board. I got this, and this one. Okay. As color variations. So So now go to this, because I do have like a gradient running across like from bottom to top in this, which I think I can just steal, put in here, paste that there. I think I still kind of want to be cheap, at least a bit. So do that. I think it was Shift W. Yes, it was Shift W. To make sure this is also tiling the way I wanted to tile. Do I just blur the edge? Nah. No, it shouldn't be that bad. This doesn't take that much effort. Okay. Save that. Export this to the pillars. Yep, replace. I know, that's okay. I want that. Go back to this. And now I need to map this based on the height. Oh god. But can I just like, can I not just use the position? That? The position of the shading point? Yeah, I think I can. Wait. Position. What am I even editing? Oh, I'm editing the windows. No, that's no good. I want to edit the pillars. So now position. And I also probably want to like update that. Yes. And there. Yeah. I want to map the position on the UV coordinates. So separate X, Y, like no, I can just multiply. X, Y, Y, Z. I want to map the Z to the X. Oh wait a second, this doesn't make any sense. Oh god. No, wait. Separate. So I see. And then it's just to combine X, Y, Z. But I don't want the Z to be the X, but I want this to be the Z. So I just switch these around. And then do that. And now it is tiling. But like, is it stretching, or did I just paint it like that? Oh no! I think it's just painted like that, most likely. Yeah, no, it's just painted like that. Okay, good. So now that I have this, I don't even think I need a Z in there. Yeah, I don't. So now that I have that, I can just do a scale. Actually, I can do a mapping. It's better. Mapping. And scale this to a... screen value there. So go to this. And now I need to also assign the pillar to this pillar. Excellent. Okay, actually, this select sign, and then this can go away. And this should also just get the pillar material. But it's in GeoNodes. Actually, while I'm here, to not have to go back to this, I can just do this. And this like material. I guess that's the stone. Material. Mesh. Material mesh. Because I want to separate the materials of the mesh and the beam. So that's this material mesh. And then this is the material for the beams. Yes. Now that I have this, I need to I just need to assign the materials in the geonode modifier. Darkstone. No, it's not the darkstone. Actually, it's set as a default now. Default. It's darkstone, darkstone, and then this is not that. This should be just the pillar. And this should also be the pillar. I mean, the mapping is a bit stretched now, because that's the way it's set up. And this should also be the pillar. There. I mean, it just goes on. It's being mapped on like that. Okay. UV material editor, shade editor. And now I just need to scale this up until I reach the top. Like that. Okay. I mean, something. I guess the next thing is to make sure that the environment doesn't annoy you that much. So, no, a shade editor. World. This should be black. I feel like I'm missing something that doesn't look like this yet. I suppose it's just general proportion and lighting. So, what if I take the sun, this back to 1? Maybe do the backlit thing. Okay. I think the things are also just higher, the windows. So what if I did that too? Okay, I think the windows are higher in the drawing too. that. Okay, go to the shader again. Shader. Because the seeing is higher now, so I need to move this also. Okay. Okay, funny thought. What if I did the lighting for real anyways? Like, would it work or not? What if I just don't have it in the emission? What if it's just not emitting anything? What the hell is going on with the fog? Okay. What if I get the volume absorption, and then add them together, just to get a bit more of that. Oh, I mean, it's a bit nonsensical. That's kind of cool. GP. Let's just color input. Color. GP. Color. Input color, and yes. So I can have like a fog like that. And then have it like this, and then the sun itself should probably not be white. Maybe. I think I'm missing like a few funky gradient textures. I should be making. I should make them real quick. And I mean, it's a gradient. I don't think a gradient needs to be that high in resolution. Is that? Shift. No, gradient. Gradient time. I mean, since I do make a gradient, I can just recolor the gradient with a blender, so I don't need to decide hard on the colors yet. Brush this one, and whoop. Do something like that. I hope this works. The way I imagine it to. That would be really cool. And then I'm just gonna go mess it up with a few brushes, I think, too. Shift W. Yep, and now I can do this. I think that's a good gradient. Export that and just this gradient. Plain, yes, plain, please. Apply the scale, new texture, open texture, gradient, And this is gonna look like this now. Good. I mean, it's not good that it's... Wait, I just want to have this in an emission, not an actual material. Emission. Emission? Emission color? Yeah, because now I can just put this into color ramp. Oop. And put this to red. And this put to like a more red. Yeah! Strength 3. Yeah, this go there, this go there, this go there. And it's a gradient, doesn't really matter if I stretch it out a bit. Ooh. Ooh. I kinda like that. I kinda really like that. Okay, where's the empty? There's the empty. So just send it all there. And in the short, viewing distance of the fog would make it perfectly loop. Oh wait, no, the texture is not perfectly looping. But isn't there a way like to do like a UV circle with a W value of a texture to loop it perfectly even though it's procedural? I think I've seen something like that a while ago. Well, I would have to rewatch the video to figure that one out. Yeah, because this is just the UV. But if I have this UV tiling and have the tiling, and yeah, no, it would be possible to set this up in a tiling manner as well. And if I do that, then it would be the infinite zoom that I wanted to have. But right now it's also, what? Do I even need the sun? This is what I'm wondering. Yeah, I thought it would be like that, but fine, now take this and put it... Oh. Put it like that. Yeah, the fog isn't hindering the reflections at all, is it? So it does just do this. The way I was hoping it would be doing this. Then if I increase this? What if I scale this? But no, that doesn't do anything. Fog. Fog, I still feel like there are like a bunch of things I can improve on the fog. Because like it might be a bit too dense. Like I like the oppressing feel of it. It might be a bit too much. Like the main question is also, do I want to have a dark fog that makes the background darker? Or do I want a light fog to brighten up in the distance? Like, wait. How does it look without fog? Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. The windows, let me... Oh wait. Window, not that. The window is using the base color, and this is an emission. What if I just make it darker like that? Yeah, I mean, it's getting there. Just to... It's a gothic corridor. Maybe. And I think I can get some pretty neat shots out of this already. Like once I put post-processing on this would be looking like quite nice, I think. Oh, it's also kind of cool. If it just was like a black ending without anything. I kind of like that too. But I mean, it's like, I don't think I can come close to the effect of just putting a few layers of this in 3D. That's okay though. It's okay. Okay, I think I've been productive enough. I will call it here. I have fun putting this together. I will probably work on this on my own further. And maybe you will see a video at some point on this. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.